Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lena and I am a hair cutting specialist, and today we're going to be talking about something that is very dear to my heart, and I'm very passionate about it, and I want everybody to find out the truth. Is your hair fine, thin, or thick, or coarse, or what is the difference? How do you find out what your hair is? Like, how do you diagnose your hair? And if you're going to a salon, I always tell people, like, before you book in your appointment, if you have really thick hair, you should tell them, because they might need extra time to do your hair, whether it's cut or color. And if you have really thin, fine hair, they might actually need less time, or they might need more time for treatments. Like, it really depends, but it's so important that you guys know what your hair texture is and what is the density as well, because it will change your life. So when somebody says that you have fine hair, that doesn't mean that you have thin hair, and coarse hair doesn't mean that you have thick hair. Let's break this down. Density is the amount of hair that you have per square inch on your scalp. That's just how much hair you have on your scalp. Some people have less hair on their scalp than other people. So the way we diagnose density is by saying that someone either has thin, medium, or thick hair. Again, remember, that's the density of the hair. That's how much hair you have. We haven't gotten into the texture of the hair yet. You can also say someone has low density, medium density, or high density, which means that you have a lot of hair. Now, the texture of the hair is the diameter of your hair itself. So pick out a hair and look at how thin or coarse your hair is. You can have fine hair, medium hair, or coarse hair. Can you have high density and fine hair? Absolutely. And I find that a lot of my clients come in and say, my last hairstylist or my colorist says that I have really fine hair, but a lot of it. That means you have high density, but the texture of your hair is very fine. You can also have very coarse hair. So the texture of your hair and the diameter of your hair is actually quite big, but you have very little of it. So you can have thin hair that's coarse texture. Those are two completely different things. For me, I have fine hair that's also thin. What does that mean? The texture of my hair, the diameter of my hair is very little. It's tiny. It's like little angel hairs. It's very soft and it's prone to breakage. It's very fine and it's also very thin, which means I have very little hair on my scalp. I mean, I haven't counted it, but I'm guessing I have like 5 hairs per square inch. In the back, I have high density, and in the front, I have low density. If you want to learn more about the science of hair, I have an entire course that you can get down below at the Academy, the SKLPT'D.com. It's literally everything that is in the Milady textbook, which is what we learn in school. Just a shameless plug, because I want you guys to learn more if you are interested in becoming a hairstylist, or if you're really interested in the science of hair. It's actually really quite fascinating. You can also have coarse, thick, which means that you have very coarse texture, just a lot of it, so high density hair. That is usually one of the most difficult types of hair to work with. If you have a lot of hair that's also coarse and thick, make sure you tell your stylist before you go to the salon so that they can book off a little bit more time to do your hair. So if you have thin, fine hair, you need more volumizing products. If you have thin, coarse hair, any coarse hair, actually, anyone who has coarser hair, you need something that is more frizz eliminating or anti-humectant, something that is going to tame your hair. You need some butters, you need some oils in your hair, not kitchen oils, but like professional oils to tame the hair and tone down a little bit of that coarseness, because coarse hair tends to be a little bit more on the dry side. If you have thick, fine hair, I generally like to thin out and texturize hair that is very high density, that's also fine in texture, because I find fine hair tends to move really beautifully. So you just need to cut inside the hair to allow it to move and do what it wants to do. So take a look at your hair. Do you have a lot of your hair on your head? Some people have more hair on the top than they do in the back, and some people are vice versa. They have more hair in the back, so high density in the back and low density in the top. And then I want you to grab one of your hairs and take a look at it. Is it very like soft and fine and the diameter is very small, or does it have a larger diameter than, say, your friends and tends to be more coarse and coily and a little bit on the frizzy side? You probably have coarse hair. If it feels like a little bit in the middle, then you have between probably fine to medium or medium to coarse. Not quite so coarse, but also not very fine. That's all I really wanted to talk to you about in this video. I hope it helped. I hope it busted some myths for you, and I hope that you're able to now diagnose your hair. Take a look at your hair. Let me know in the comments which combination your hair is, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.